Well, we are 5 days away from the official start of the Philadelphia 76ers 24-25 campaign with Media Day next Monday. Sorry, I said 5. 7 days away.
5 shows, 7 days.
7 days. You see, we need it because I just said 5 shows, 7 days before we get to Media Day and the Philadelphia 76ers kicking things off and begin the highly anticipated 24-25 campaign. And we cannot wait. But until then, we still have to do those 5 shows, starting with this one here on this Monday, September 23rd. It's the PHLY Sixers Podcast with Derek Bodner, Kyle Newbeck. I'm Devon Givens, all of you in the chat. And folks, today we are playing our second game show of the offseason. This time,
that's right,
led by producer extraordinaire and game show host, Brianna.
What's up, everyone?
So there you go. So Bree is going to be the one that's running the show. So all the people who love Bree, which you all do in the chat.
Which would be everyone, yes.
Exactly. It's her show. She's going to tell us the rules, tell us how we're going to do this. It's, of course, Sixers related, some NBA things mixed in. But Bree, the floor is yours. Take over and let us know how we're doing this here on this Monday.
All right. Let me open up the screen.
Look at that. Open up the screen.
All right, here we go.
Oh, look at those faces.
So we're going to do 2 X's since it's 3 of you. So we don't have to linger on a person. We're going to do honest policy so you guys can buzz in. And then instead of surveys, it's actually going to be top 5 facts. So it'll be top 5 answers.
Okay.
All right. You guys ready to go?
See who get the highest?
And so are we just saying buzz or dip? I don't have a ding over here. So
I'm fine with that.
These two are cheating. They're already cheating on the other side of this stage right now. So
I'm gonna try and watch, but yeah, you're just buzzing in, and then
we'll hit our.
Okay, in fairness to them though, too, if I'm doing ding, it's quicker for me to just say ding than it is for you guys to hit. So either we all have to be on yell ding, or there's got to be some other.
It's loud if we just start all yelling ding.
Yeah, but that's I think that's the point.
If you don't get the number 1 answer, we'll go to the second dinger, and then you can pass or play.
All right, guys. People, Flyers and 7 is already calling you Brianna Harvey Dawson, so
I don't know about
some pressure there. All right, well, it's Brianna Dawson because we're not recognizing Steve Harvey on this.
The chair does not recognize
not on this show.
Steve Harvey.
All right, well, let's get to it.
Here we go.
Have a little fun.
All right, your first topic is, remember, you can only buzz in after the question is read. Top 5 all-time Sixers scoring leaders.
Ding.
Okay, Derek.
Wilt Chamberlain.
What is Wilt Chamberlain? Okay.
That's the other show.
That is wrong.
Oh,
ding.
Yes.
Oh, I'm thinking
don't say it.
Philadelphia.
Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
That is number 2.
Ding.
Devon.
I'm going with Julius Erving.
That is number 4. So, Kyle, do you want to pass or play?
I want to play.
All right, here we go. What do you got?
My next choice is Hal Greer.
That's number 1 answer.
Ah. All right.
So Hal Greer. I'm going to go Dolph Shays.
That is number 3.
Oh, I got all the top 3. Let's go. Now 5 is going to be a lot tougher.
That's going to be a tough one.
Okay. Hal Greer, Allen Iverson, Dolph Shays, Julius Erving. I'm going to go with the round mound of rebound, Charles Barkley.
That is a sweep right
Let's
there.
go!
Nice.
We're starting off with a clean sweep.
Nice.
So clearly we're talking total points, not per game.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Total points.
Bree, this is a great game. I'm loving this game so far.
So
how many points do I get for that?
So a clean board is going to be 10.
10 points.
Right.
Nice. Okay.
All right. Here we go. Ready? Top 5 biggest NBA arenas by seating capacity.
Ooh. Ding.
Ding. Go ahead.
All right, Kyle and then Derek.
This is a great
Staples
question.
Center.
That's not correct.
Oh, all right.
San Antonio.
No.
Ding. I am going to whatever.
First of all, San Antonio is a city, not an
Oh,
arena.
the Spurs arena.
Well, I did put the cities in there as well, so I wouldn't get confused.
I'm going to go to the United Center in Chicago.
That's a good guess.
That is the number 1 answer.
All right.
with 20,900.
20,900. All right.
Pass or play, Devon?
Play.
All right, here we go.
I don't know the name of it, but I'm going to go with the Toyota Center in Houston.
Do we get strikes, or is this
Yeah.
more of a, since it's one person?
That's the buzz right there. We can't hear it. They can hear it. That's one buzz for me.
Better think hard over there, Mr.
right.
Gibbons.
I'm going to go with
There we go.
the TD Garden in Boston.
That's
Look
there we go. We got the
Guys
red,
disappeared.
we
I don't
got
know
the
where
red
they went.
X's on the
I know
screen.
you guys
Man.
can hear the buzzers, but
All right, so I went Houston, I went Boston, going all big cities. All right, Kyle said no to the LA arena. I don't know how
all right,
much
Kyle,
this one holds.
you got it.
Oh, wait, it's,
Yeah, we only get two.
we only get two
We only get
strikes.
two, yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I guess you got it wrong. So I'm going to reveal everything. All right.
Oh, wait,
Wait.
no. One of us gets a guess to take the whole.
Because if you get it
All right,
wrong
yeah, that's right. You can
when you're at
steal,
the
you can
podium, you still get a chance to
Yeah, you
steal.
can steal. All right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kyle.
Madison
Looking
Square
first.
Garden.
That is number 5.
Oh, I'm
Is
on
Golden
the board.
State up there?
No.
No.
I was thinking. And
I'm just thinking new ones. I figured
Number
new
2
ones.
is actually the Wells Fargo Center.
Wow. I would have guessed
they
maybe
do
3 or
hold
4.
20. Yes,
Yeah, they do hold
20.
28.4. And then number 3 is the Capital One Arena in DC. And number 5 is, number 4 is
Little
Detroit.
Caesars
In
arena
Detroit.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Wow.
I didn't know it
It's
was
a
called
lot of
Little
empty
Caesars.
seats in there
That's
under the
wild.
radar.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, I
pretty
would have
lit.
had no clue on Detroit or DC.
I
The
thought
other
DC.
3 I probably would have gotten to. I'm a little shocked that Staples Center is not. You
Yeah.
figure like the size of the city would match the size of the arena to some degree.
Oh, terrible, because I knew that Wells Fargo holds 20.
Yeah, but I didn't.
I didn't
I
think
figured
that.
they were all right around the same.
So did I.
number.
So
Yeah.
I have not been to Little Caesars,
Because why would you?
and I have not
don't even wanna
been
watch it.
to.
I've been to the other 4.
I have been to the other ones. So
Okay. All right. So you stole that one. All right.
I guess so. 16-0.
16-0.
Took the 6.
Great job, Bree.
All right. Next question. Top 5 teams with the most finals appearances.
Ding.
Go ahead.
Celtics.
That's number 2.
Ding.
Devon, do you have the number 1 answer?
Lakers.
That is the number 1 answer.
Yeah.
Do you want to pass or play?
So we're going next. I'm going out. I'm playing. I'm playing.
You're playing?
I'm
All right.
playing.
What do you got?
Let's go with the. All right. So Celtics, Lakers, Spurs.
X.
That's I get 2 or
No,
1.
you get 1.
Got a double strike for that one.
Right. So the Celtics,
It was that wrong. No.
Lakers, Sixers.
Sixers are up there at number 4.
Appearances
We're
rather
losing
than
it.
wins, doing some heavy lifting on that one.
Chicago Bulls.
No.
Damn.
Ooh.
I know, right?
Yeah, I would have thought. But really, outside of Michael, not been much.
I know.
All right, who buzzed in next? I think.
It's still 6.
I buzzed in, but I was incorrect. I think this one
So,
might go to
go ahead,
Derek.
Derek.
'cause,
Do you have 3 and 5?
I'm going to go. It just seems like recency bias, but I'm going to go with the Warriors.
That is number 3. There you go.
Damn. Okay.
I was also thinking Houston, but I don't think
I
they
had an off the wall pick, the Heat, but
Yeah.
I don't think they're in there. Who is number
what's
5?
Oh, I didn't even really reveal it. I was putting in their score. Sorry, it's not 14.
Yeah,
Number
Blazers
5
are a good one,
was
Flyers
the
and
Knicks.
The
Suns.
Knicks.
The
See, well,
Knicks.
so the Heat can't be that far behind because
Yeah.
the Knicks haven't made a finals in
Yeah, how many
30 years.
most finals
I'll update
appearances?
Derek's score in a
Knicks?
bit.
Okay.
That's a big gap, though, after
Yeah,
the
it
top
is.
ones. And
Well-
in fairness, aren't some of those Lakers ones the Minneapolis
Yes.
Lakers? Like,
Yeah.
that's
why I said the Lakers. I didn't even
Yeah.
say the Los Angeles
No.
Lakers.
I'm not just. It's
No,
part of
no,
the trivia
that was my
question.
point of why
but
I only
I
said-
hate that
yeah.
the Lakers claim their
Yeah.
history. It's
Yeah.
a little. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
You know what I just realized too? When Kyle got that sweep of the board. He actually got 15. So I have to add
So
5.
he should have 21.
Right. I have to add
All
5.
All right.
Devon, you got to get up there.
Yeah, Devon,
I do.
We need to talk about your performance so
Honestly,
far.
I was nervous that these were going to be like way too easy for you guys.
Maybe pass a few of these to us and put the pressure on all of us.
I thought these were going to be like way too easy for you guys.
I was
like,
actually debating with my brother yesterday. We were watching Family Feud. I'm like, I think it probably makes sense, just in terms of tactics, to always pass. I feel like it's
because
always
then
easier
you
to
only
steal.
have to get one. Now, granted, most
It
of the
could
time
be
it's
the
like an
toughest
obscure
one,
one.
yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, I think there's some merit to that kind of strategy.
All right. I'm playing in.
It's
All right.
crazy that the Knicks are still 5th, despite the fact that.
And the Sixers are right in front of them, too, with 9.
All right, here we go.
All right, let's go.
Question number 5.
Let me go with the top teams. Idiot.
Players who've won the most career MVPs.
Ding.
Kyle.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That is number 1.
It's got to be one.
I'm going to
pass
play
play.
because I'm not a coward.
Just like me.
Michael Jordan.
Yes, that is number 2.
All right, those are the easy ones. After
Yeah.
that, there's a lot of guys who
With
are
like
the repeat.
3 or 4.
Yeah, so
There's some
I
good
know
ones.
Jokic is tied with a bunch of guys at 3. I'm just going to say Jokic.
No.
Okay, so that's my strike.
I need somebody to get like 5 so that then I know a baseline of what you have to clear.
Right. Yeah, because they're tied at 3.
Will
yeah.
Chamberlain.
Yeah, it's number 5.
There you
Oh,
go.
there we go.
Staying
Okay.
alive.
LeBron James.
Number 4.
Damn,
Oh,
who
here's
am
the
I-
one.
Who am I blanking on
Here's
here?
the one.
I just always forget who won like in the 70s. Like who actually won.
Magic Johnson.
That's where I was going.
No.
Said no.
All right. Nope. Sorry.
Damn it.
Ding.
What's up, Devon? What do you got?
I'm going Larry Bird.
He was the other one I was thinking.
That is an X. I'm sorry.
Oh,
shit.
points go to
Man.
Kyle. Let's go.
Oh,
It's another 12. All right. The answer was actually Bill Russell with
Okay,
5.
so
that was
I
stupid on my part.
it was stupid on all our parts. I was sort of thinking that
yes.
he got skipped over for a bunch of those because
Exactly.
it was more like he won the championship
Championships.
and Will and and other guys
Jerry
won the
West,
regular
yeah,
season MVPs.
right.
Jerry West. I mean, even like Bob Cousy on his team.
Mm-hmm.
There were times where he was not the front facing guy, and there are some insidious reasons for that. Obviously, we don't need to get too far into it, but yeah, bad job by me skipping over him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know Bird won 3 straight. I know Magic won. He won in 91. He might have only won 3, I guess. So he's probably in there with that Jokic group
Yeah.
that won at least 3. But I'm just trying to go back through my head and think of all the man. By the way, Devon, we are really
Yeah, you
kicking
crushing
your
me right
butts
now.
right now.
Everybody's saying Boots had the Bill Russell one in there. Boots did pretty good with Jeopardy also when we did that a few weeks back. So good call by Boots.
Really, for the
And,
first 30 years or so, it was just Wilt, Bill, and Kareem. Like that was
That's
pretty much
it.
all of the MVP.
Kareem
leagues.
is the one that I knew because he's the guy who's all by himself in a single category. The rest of them I was a little dicier on. Jokic has a very good opportunity, by the way, to surpass, I think, probably everyone but Kareem. I think he can get 2 more based on his current reputation.
I agree.
I don't know if he can get 3 more. I think that would be pretty tough.
No,
Based
especially
on other guys coming up.
Luka,
and-
Shea, and yeah, I would agree with that. But he's the one that you look at and you say, all right, he's the one that could catch them. He can definitely.
Well, because his game is going to age pretty well. For a big man, like just what he can do in terms of orchestrating the offense. Like I think he's always going to be a very good offensive player.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think we're bearish on Joel's not matching the 3 for that group, right? And 3 is the tier right below Wilt. I believe it's Bird, Moses, Jokic, and maybe Magic,
Magic.
if I remember correctly.
How many does Curry have? 2?
He has the one unanimous MVP, and then I
just one
believe
other.
he won one other one,
Okay.
if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, he won back to back.
Yeah, but not a third.
Correct.
And by the way, like, I'm certainly not taking anything away from Steph. Him getting a unanimous MVP compared to some of these other seasons, it was a little.
That season was.
I don't
nuts.
think it was an incredible
It was
season.
nuts, man.
It's more that I think Shaq was like one vote short the one year, and the one vote
Yes.
was some ridiculous.
Yeah, some biasness from like maybe San Antonio.
Who was it? It was some ridiculous.
Or Boston. Just
And
because.
Shaq is still mad about it to
Yes,
this
he
day,
is.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, no. You know who, funny enough, you know who the one vote was for?
East Coast or West Coast?
East Coast. Connection to this show.
Allen Iverson.
Allen Iverson got the lone MVP vote from Fred Hickman, was who I don't
know the
remember.
I think I
who-
know him. Yeah.
Yeah, I know
I
the name.
recognize the name. I don't really remember
Yeah.
Fred's work.
Boots
but
said Fred Hickman voted for Iverson. There you go.
Boots is on
Boots is
it.
Boots is on fire. All right, so outside of Jokic, if we look past Durant, LeBron, Jokic, Curry, Embiid, and say going forward, who would have the chance of winning 3?
So Katie only has one.
I know, but probably not going to get any more. So
Curry has 2, but probably not going to get more.
I
Changing
agree
of
with
the
the
guard.
sentiment that I'm seeing pop up in the chat that LeBron and Jordan both could have probably won like 7 or 8 MVPs if
Yeah.
it was just purely this is the best player, most valuable player. It's a narrative award. All of us know that. Like the Derrick Rose MVP was an absolute injustice to LeBron. But, good for Derrick Rose. It was an incredible season. And then his team got washed out by LeBron in the playoffs. So
who would be the closest to winning 3 if we were to move past this era of players?
I think Giannis probably has the best chance just because he's still, of the people who have 2, he's the youngest.
How old is
Would be
he?
my guess.
I might just take the bet on Luka. Like I do think
that's where I
a
was
fair
going.
point.
I think there will be a point at some point in the net. I feel like it's every year, right? We go into it and Luka's on the short list. He's out of shape for 2 months, and then he's the best player in the world for like the next 4 months after that. I do think once that old guard begins to retire, so the LeBrons, the KDs, and like more and more of the focus of the league is placed on Luka, that then he can kind of vault into.
I still think it's more likely a person wins 1 than a person wins 3.
Sure.
So even though Luka's so much younger, Giannis having 2 in the bag might make it more
All right, so
probable.
let's say
but-
2. Luka would definitely, I think, win 2.
Yeah.
Shea might be in that conversation.
Yeah.
And after that, I really don't have. That's where the 1 just starts to sprinkle all around the league. What does Anthony Edwards turn into? He's young enough.
Wemby, yep.
Yeah, Wemby getting.
Ant's got a very good chance of at least getting 1 because his Q rating amongst the fans, media, everybody is so high that he might sneak into 1, even if he doesn't deserve it. I'm not saying that because he won't be very good, but he might have a season that's worse than somebody else and get it because that it factor is hard to deny. So certainly not going to put a cap on him.
Surprised we don't have Michael B in the chat talking about Maxey. Could get 3.
Let's worry about all
Just take
NBA
1.
before we
Just take 1
before we
from
get
him.
to that step.
All right, we'll take a break here on the PHLY Feud hosted by Brianna. Doing a fantastic job. Right now I'm being destroyed by Kyle and Derek, and that's okay because I'll come back and I'll make sure that I fight back. I'm not going to sit here and take this one laying down. We'll do that when we get back. We continue PHLY Feud on the PHLY Sixers podcast.
Well, listen, if you're in the middle of getting your butt kicked on a show like NBA Feud, sometimes you just need to take a step back, relax, and choose chill. And once you choose chill, you want to link up with our good friends at Coors Light, who can provide you with an ice cold beer, which you will know is ice cold before it even reaches your hand, before you're even having that nice sip, because the mountains turn blue on the bottles and cans right as they hit that perfect temperature. This is, Devon's choose chill moment right now. Gotta regroup. You gotta rally for. Everybody knows double points and triple points rounds. Those are where you really win in Family Feud. So when you think it's over, when you think the game is lost, there's always time to take a step back, collect yourself, choose chill. And once you recenter yourself, you can then reach for a cold layered, cold filtered, cold packaged Coors Light with a smooth finish. It is mountain cold refreshment, no matter where you're at, if it's on a game show set or you're just hanging out at home. When you choose to rise above it all, choose chill, choose Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/PHLY basketball. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
We also want to tell you about Empire Today. Home improvement projects are a big deal, and if you're like me, you don't really know what you're doing. So if flooring is one of the things on your to-do list, Empire Today is a place that you want to go to. With Empire Today, you get shop at home convenience, the right product for your needs, quick and professional installation, and a price match guarantee. Empire Today is the best place to get new flooring, so of course they have some copycats, but those copycats can't beat Empire Today on quality, service, or speed, so they advertise low-quality products that Empire Today simply won't carry. Empire Today won't promise you the lowest price because anyone who does that is putting flooring in your home that they wouldn't put in their own. Empire Today keeps shopping for floors simple with a curated product selection. Their philosophy is to help you find what you need, not to overwhelm you with thousands of choices and substitutes. And Empire Today has a virtual floor designer, which is a great way to see how new floors will look in any space. It's easy. Just snap a picture and instantly see how new floors will look in your room. Shopping for floors at a big box store can be frustrating. You might talk to someone today who was working in plumbing yesterday. It's never good. Flooring is all Empire Today does. They live and breathe flooring, so you can be confident you're getting honest, upfront advice. They also service their own warranties. So with Empire Today, you won't have to track down a manufacturer's phone number. Schedule a free in-home estimate today. All listeners can receive a $350 off discount when they use a promo code PHLY. Restrictions apply. See EmpireToday.com/PHLY for details. I will say, Devon, because you've gotten a number right, you could kind of like be the Eagles yesterday, where you rack up 191 yards of offense in the first half. Don't put any points on the board.
I thought we weren't talking about the Eagles on this damn show.
Get the win.
Somebody specifically requested to open the show. No mentioning the coach who won't be named on this show.
I get through my trauma by making jokes about it, and yesterday was my
I did have to fight to come back in Jeopardy. I did. So maybe I'll have the same here. Rick Morris brought up Steve Nash had 2 MVPs. We forget about him. Someone, I'm trying to find this, said that they believe that Joel can still win a few more if he stays healthy. Of course he can, but the question is, number one, is he going to play enough games? And then number two, the health part of staying healthy enough to play those games. But talent-wise, we know that he can most certainly – he should have had obviously finishing in top 2 outside of the other one that he won. There was a very good chance that he would have 2 at this point. And had he not gotten injured last year, he would have been in the mix there.
If he didn't get injured.
Yeah, so he would have been there in the mix.
I could see one more. But the combination of injuries, of making a conscious decision to play fewer games to try to position yourself for the playoffs, and quite frankly, just the fact that he's going to be turning 31 this year, I think it's probably unlikely to grab 2. And the competition around him, it would be tough to grab 2, I think.
There's another point from Neil Deaver I wanted to bring up. It says, what sucks is voter fatigue. Once players get to 3, it's like they need a historical season to get another one. Mm-hmm. I always feel split on this because on the one hand, I agree, because if you were to be honest, Michael Jordan should have won 10 straight MVPs,
absolutely.
right? And LeBron could have won maybe not quite that many because of guys that were in the league at his time, but could have won probably 8 or something crazy like that. But I do think it's not as though LeBron and Michael Jordan have not gotten their careers properly praised, right? Everyone sort of knows it almost works in their favor, right? To be able to say, well, so-and-so could have won the MVP every year, but they gave it to other people. And I do think it's good to give recognition to other guys, right? So that somebody like a Charles Barkley was able to, he's toiling away in Philadelphia for so long, and then he goes to Phoenix. They have this incredible year. It's good to reward seasons like that. Is that how I would vote? No. If you were asking me, Kyle, the voter, MVP voter, who would I put? It would be, who do I think is the best and most impactful player that season? But I don't think it's been bad that the way voting has ended up is other people will get recognized, because it's good to celebrate all types of players.
That's what the all NBA team's for.
Maybe. Maybe. But MVP is not just, at least in the eyes of a lot of voters, it's not just this is the best player, right? Some of it is narrative-based stuff, which I know the calculator down there doesn't want to bring that stuff into it. But that's why a Derrick Rose wins. It's like this young phenom leads this team to 60-plus wins or whatever. And that's a season that now that his career turned out the way it did, it's like, oh, well, now we can preserve that kind of in history and remember that as that's the Derrick Rose year. And so I think there are some positive side effects of going that way, but that's still not how I would vote.
I like the insinuation there that I don't care about like storylines. No, I just want in fact going into MVP voting. That's
well, other people do. That's what I'm saying.
Derrick Rose shouldn't have an MVP award. Next.
But so that one was LeBron's, felt like?
Yeah.
Dwight Howard was right there.
Yeah.
That season was crazy. Dwight Howard that season.
I have a MVP award. I think Kobe should have 0 MVPs. So Chris Paul should have won the year that he got his MVP. But that was because he didn't win one of the like Nash ones. So that's where I don't like where it's like you're making up for previous ones. It's like, no, if this guy was the MVP this year, he's the MVP. You're not giving sympathy awards to people or like career achievement awards to people. I don't like that line.
Neil says sounds a lot like a participation trophy award. It's not that, because
certainly not that.
They're definitely in the conversation for it. But to your point, you're right. Kobe would have won one though if they hadn't given him that one. At some point, he would have gotten one. Kevin Durant, that one. Russell Westbrook with his triple double, and what they were like the 5th seed, 6th seed.
That's the one that drove me absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
That's a weird one.
If he would have averaged like 9.8 rebounds, he doesn't get that one. He just doesn't get that MVP award. That was a very narrative-driven MVP award, and I didn't like it at all. I wrote at the time I would have voted Kawhi that year.
Okay. What about Iverson's in 2001? We know they had the best record in the Eastern Conference.
I mean,
should he have won the award though?
As a Philadelphia resident, I don't think I can.
Oh, here comes the cop out. Yes, he should have won the award, and this is why narrative stuff matters, right? Like that season, the regular season, was about Allen Iverson.
I agree.
The All-Star game that year was this big moment where he leads this huge comeback. They were the #1 team in the East. That's why the stuff that's beyond like this guy scored X amount of points and his PER is this and his win shares are that, and it's like other stuff does matter. That's what made the point perfectly. Thank you.
Yeah, I would have voted for Shaq, but
oh, brother, get this guy out of here. No, but Shaq is another one. He could have won MVP multiple times. He also could have been in better shape.
He always brings up the Nash one.
Yeah.
He brings up one of the Nash ones where he should have won, and then he said Kobe should have won the other one that you brought up of Nash's 2 MVPs. So he's taking them both away from Nash, and he felt like they should have had them.
It's such a prism or a window into somebody's mind how they think about it. Because like one of the Kobe ones, if you're talking about just like best individual performances that year, yeah, but also the team was kind of bad, right? And if you think about basketball we get into these arguments with Joel, right? Should he make more? Should he score less? And like, will that make the team better? If you're that sort of person, then Kobe putting up 1,050,000-point games and being the 7th or 8th seed doesn't mean as much to you. So that's kind of that's why I like the MVP discussion. It's also why I hate it, because it turns into your way of thinking is wrong, and your way of thinking, only my way is the only way to think about basketball.
And it's also just gotten so toxic with Twitter and the internet. Like I'd much rather enjoy having an MVP conversation 15 years ago before everybody just started yelling about everything to everyone.
All right, last one. Should James Harden have more than 2?
No.
Because
that Westbrook year, he would have been my runner-up MVP that Westbrook year.
Okay.
But I still would have gone Kawhi. I thought Kawhi was the best player that year.
I think I would have voted one of the Giannis years. I would have voted for Harden. And
I'd have to go back and look at when he was close. I'd have to go back and remember when he was close. I forget which years.
It was 2016-17. He was second to Westbrook. He won the year after that.
That's his 3.
He was second in 2014-15, which that's his third year in Houston. That was the Steph Curry, his first MVP.
Okay.
Prior to they won 73 games and all that. Then he finished second again in 2018-19, averaging 36 points a game.
Jeez.
36 points,
come on, man.
7.5 assists, 6.6 rebounds per game. He played 78 games on a Houston team whose final record was 53-29, finished third in the West.
36, man.
Yeah, that's a wild number, man.
And that
wild
NBA,
number.
I mean, a guy averaging 36. Whew.
Now, look, he got one, and I think James Harden's legacy is pretty ironclad in the NBA, right? Nobody's going to just
Hall of Famer.
You don't have to do remember this guy who existed? He was a very popular, well-celebrated player with certainly some detractors as well. But it's a fair question because he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 top 3 finishes.
That's pretty
1-1.
That's pretty good, man.
3 second place one.
And he is one guy where he had basketball fans on this side and this side.
Mm-hmm.
You either loved them or
similar
you
to Joel
hated
in that way, honestly.
Yeah.
But I guess one of the ways that I like to look at it, I don't like to look at it because there's so much that goes into each vote. And a lot of these players who only have 3 or 4 should have more, like LeBron with 4.
Right.
But some of the other players with 2, Giannis, Steph, Tim Duncan, Karl Malone, it feels like he's kind of in the right tier. Or at least close to it.
Harden probably should have 1 more because I don't think many people argue that he wasn't deserving of the 2 that he got.
I want every player in the league to have more MVPs than Karl Malone. That's what I would say.
You know what, man? That's why he's on my Steve Harvey list right there, man.
Get him out of the hall entirely.
Exactly. All right, we do have to get back to, I'm not stalling everybody. We do have to get back to our PHLY feud. I'm not stalling because I don't have any points here. We just wanted to have that
sure about that?
MVP discussion, and we'll bring it back with host Brianna on the other side here on the PHLY Sixers podcast. What Nona says, how many is Bronny going to get? Well, he's in the odds.
0.
He's in the odds.
Not winning
We'll
G
see.
League.
All right, let's get back to
You
it.
get nothing, and you'll like it.
Let's get to our friends here on the PHLY Sixers podcast.
You know who gives us everything and not nothing?
Who's that?
That's our good friends at Shady Rays. We love the people at Shady Rays, where you can get ready for the season ahead with quality shades that are built to last. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company offering a world-class product rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Durable frames on those shades, crystal clear optics. They are the perfect choice for all outdoor adventures.
Are they good for the Bahamas?
I haven't been to the Bahamas with them yet, but I can't imagine that they wouldn't be a great add to our trip. They certainly helped in the Vegas desert, right? Where there is no shade anywhere to be found, nothing but sun all the time. I love my Shady Rays. You guys have seen me wear them on the set for keeping these bright lights out of our eyes,
Lights
but
are too
also
bright.
just to play it cool. Delivering some rants to other people.
When Cleveland comes to town,
You don't
Jared
even
Allen,
have to go on it.
got you
I
covered.
brought up adventures. They say all outdoor adventures. You might just be hanging out in the backyard, right? You might be going to a barbecue. You might be just chilling on your back deck, your porch, wherever it might be, at a friend's house with your family.
Sitting in
They
the
are
studio.
good. Well, yeah. In the studio, if you're like me, not many people are like me with the sunglasses,
No, they
I
are
don't
not.
think. If your shades ever go missing or take an unexpected hit, here's the best part. They have the most insane protection in all of eyewear. Every pair backed by lost or broken replacements. And if you don't love your shades, you can exchange them for a new pair or return them worry-free within 30 days. No risk shopping with Shady Rays. So exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays giving out the best deal of the season. Head to shadyrays.com and use code PHLY for 35% off of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people.
And you talk about adventures, when you go out on an adventure like Derek did when he went camping a couple of weeks ago, out there in nature, and you need to have some things for the cooler and making sure you're all straight for the beverages that Kyle talked about earlier, or wearing some sunglasses while you're there. Well, guess what? Our good friends at Rugged Road, they have you covered. Rugged Road is dedicated to creating innovative and durable outdoor gear for adventurers who demand the best. Our products Rugged Road are designed with the highest quality materials and craftsmanship, ensuring that they perform in the toughest of conditions. Whether you're on land or water, Rugged Road is their gear is built to accompany you on every adventure. The floatability of the Rugged Road cooler, one of the most unique features of the cooler, is their ability to always float upright and you never lose a drink while you're hanging out there in the water. I don't know if they'll let us take it on the plane, but if we're in that pool and we got our own cooler there.
I would love a floating cooler.
Rugged Road.
At the Atlantis pool in the Bahamas.
Yes.
Got you covered.
Talk to me, Rugged Road.
Lightweight design. Let me tell you, Kyle, unlike other heavy-duty coolers, Rugged Road coolers are incredibly light. They make them easy to transport for any trip without compromising on performance. The durability and dependability are also there, as well as the versatility for a variety of other activities, from fishing, tubing, to camping, tailgating, or just simply sitting out in the backyard with your folks, having a good time. These coolers are designed to meet the needs of every outdoor or sports enthusiast. So gear up for the next adventure with Rugged Road coolers. The weather's starting to change. They're reliable, durable, and built to be used. Rugged Road is your ultimate outdoor companion. Head to ruggedroadoutdoors.com and use code PHLY for 10% off. You always love a discount. You always love 10% off. Go to Rugged Road.
Getting called Sheriff Kyle by Money Mar in the chat here. Come on, man. You guys really can't decide if I'm Pablo Escobar or a police officer. The tonal whiplash is just all over the place.
You do have many multitudes to your personality, so I get it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
That's right. 100% meant it as a compliment. But let's go on to the show.
Let's go on to the show. As I think it was Gene that called Brianna Harvey. No.
Yeah, let's not do.
We're not doing the Harvey.
Heck no.
No. Harvey's out. Come up with a different name. Brianna.
Just
that works.
Just
That's
Bree
cool.
or Brianna.
Just Bree.
You guys ready for the next question?
We're ready to
Whenever
roll.
you're ready.
All right, here we go. Top 5 teams with the fewest playoff appearances.
Wow. Fewest. Man.
Ding.
Derek.
Charlotte Hornets.
Number 2
Ooh.
with 10.
Wow. Fewest.
Passing or playing over there, Bob.
Well, you guys all
Do you
get
guys,
the guess.
can you guys get the number 1 answer?
Oh,
Otherwise-
that's true.
Devon, you really need the number 1
You said
answer.
playoff appearances.
Appearances.
Not, not finals. All right. Playoff.
Right.
Wow. How about? All right, I'll go.
All right. Go ahead.
How about the Orlando Magic?
That is not up there.
Huh. I would have bet money that was up there.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, because you
I
just
have a
think of
source,
the
too. I have
Shaq
sources
Penny
from-
run. That's
just
it.
in
Yeah.
case.
Shaq Penny run is the only one. I
And
would
we're
think
like,
of.
if like
All right,
like Seattle
Bree, I
goes to
have a
Oklahoma
guess.
City, we're
Yeah, go
following
for
that,
it.
right? That follows.
The Timberwolves.
That's number 3.
Damn.
All right, Derek, are
I'm
you
passing. Get this topic away from me.
All right, Kyle, you're up.
I'm up.
Yeah,
Call
you got
me
the
a
number
coward.
3.
Duan, what was your guess?
Magic.
Orlando.
Well, you
Okay.
can't guess it twice.
Yeah,
so.
No,
Orlando.
The Wizards.
No.
Really? Is it my turn? Oh, Kyle's turn.
Kyle's got one more.
The Grizzlies.
That's 4.
Okay, from here is where it gets tougher. I'm just trying to think of like the expansion teams,
Yes.
basically, because
Yeah.
that narrows it down. The Pelicans.
That's the number 1 answer.
Damn.
Let's go.
That's where I was going next.
All right.
With 9.
Okay.
So
there's a team I want to guess, but they've made the
Jazz.
playoffs a decent amount of times
Yeah,
in
you're
recent
thinking
years.
expansions.
So I'm just going to throw it out there. The Raptors.
That is number 5.
Let's go, baby.
All
With,
expansion teams,
with 13.
man.
Kicking
So
your
they're-
butts on this damn show.
They're tied up there with Memphis at 13.
13.
know?
Wow.
Huh.
Wow. All right.
So Kyle's at 40.
The game show king has logged on.
But you didn't win Jeopardy, man. You host.
I was the host.
So you can't say the king.
You can't be the king when it's your first appearance.
Can't
That's
be
a
the
good
king.
point.
You literally can't catch me at this point.
That doesn't mean you're the king.
Killed.
That would be the PHLY Feud king, maybe, not the game show king.
Right. All right. What do we have?
All right.
Well, actually, so who is after that, Bree? Do you have the stats on anybody else, or is that all we have? Is the bottom 5? Because I'm trying to think of who would go. The Heat are one of the newer teams, but they're a perennial playoff team, so they're not that close.
I honestly, I thought Toronto. I would not have guessed Toronto.
Yeah.
Like the concept of new teams, I think was right. It was just in part why I went with Charlotte, but I would not have gone Toronto just because it felt like they were in there every year for a while.
Yeah.
Minnesota, Memphis.
So right above Toronto are the Clippers and the Magic tied at 16.
Okay. Yeah, Orlando was a good guess because they were.
I was strictly
They're one of the
going
newer
expansion.
ones.
Yeah.
Now they have a lot of those. They sneak in as like the 8th seed and get destroyed, and then they had the run with Shaq and Penny,
T-Mac
and,
years.
yeah.
I didn't factor in the T-Mac years at all. I was just thinking
The
Shaq
Wizards not being up there blew my mind. I
didn't think.
I think they've been around for a while.
Yeah, exactly. They were around too long.
The Wizards have 30, so they're at 16
Way
in
too
the
long.
list.
That's way more.
Yeah,
than a lot
if you
of
go
these
back to the
teams.
70s
Yeah.
and whatnot,
Yeah.
makes sense.
All right. Kyle's crushing it right now, 48.
I will say, Devon, like this next question, you can probably catch up because there's
If it's jersey numbers, we're cooked. Because Devon's the king.
all right. This next one is the top 10 answers.
Oh wow!
Here we go. Name all the 76ers retired numbers.
Ding.
Go ahead.
3.
Yeah, it's definitely up there. Number 2.
Oh yeah. So how does this work? Like what
Sorry,
ranks?
I should have clarified. It's in ascending order.
Oh,
If that makes sense.
Okay, I got you.
Sorry.
All right.
That's
actually my bad.
all right.
I couldn't fit it all.
So
in the
by
screen.
ascending by name.
ascending by
Ascending
jersey
by
number.
Jersey number.
Oh.
Yeah. Or is it my turn? Can I go?
But you have to buzz in. Somebody has
I'm
to
in.
buzz in.
Ding.
Good.
I'm going Moses.
Okay. Do you want to pass
we're
it?
Oh, Moses isn't a number. What kind of amateur hour Family Feud is this?
I was going with
I'm
the
going
number.
Moses.
I was going
What
with
was
the
the number,
number
Devon?
2
Okay.
of Moses Malone. Thank you, Kyle.
But you have to know the number.
Fair enough.
We'll do number and last
All
name.
right.
at least.
All right,
Pass or
cool.
play?
I'm playing.
All right.
I'm
Here we
playing.
go.
Let's go.
Oh, God.
I am going number 4,
Last name?
Shays.
Ooh.
Okay.
My bad.
No problem.
Dude, there's so many numbers up there. I am like thrown off. All right.
I'm going 6 for Julius Irving. I am going 34 for Charles Barkley. I'm going 13 for Wilt Chamberlain. This is where I might get caught. 10 for Mo Cheeks. Okay.
All right. 7, 8, 9.
Let me see. 13, 24. I am going with. I only get 2 wrong.
Yeah.
So I'm going with
I know at least 2 of these.
15. Greer.
I would have never known
There you
that
go.
was number.
That was one of the ones I know. And the other one I have a guess, but I'm not 100%
Bobby Jones,
on it.
24. What's that? Charles Barkley, 34. So between there would be.
The pressure's on, baby.
Yeah, it is.
Do you have one strike or none?
I have none. I have none, right?
You have none.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get it, you
24.
get 55 points.
See, this is why the double points thing is the only round that matters in Family Feud. It's like in Double Jeopardy.
Yeah.
It could be up by 1,000.
I've got my hand
on
on
top.
the
Hold on.
32.
Timer, we're buzzing out.
32, Billy Cunningham.
Okay, there you go.
Because Charles wore that number.
Yes, but
Yeah.
that was for Magic. The year that he
I thought he wore
tested positive for
That's
HIV.
Oh, right, yeah.
He was
But-
trying to
but
honor
he-
Magic.
Fun
They
fact,
initially
one of these
wouldn't let
numbers
him
is
because
double
of Bill.
retired. Which one is it?
Double retired. If I look at them.
Winona said, stop trying to distract him. He took like 30 seconds
did.
on the last answer.
That should have been a timeout.
That's
X.
bullshit. Oh, sorry. Excuse my French.
Come on. Double retired. Who is it?
Is it?
Number 6. Bill Russell's number is retired
Oh,
by
yeah.
the entire league.
Fair. Okay.
One of these numbers has been worn since then.
24. Joel called Bobby Jones
Well,
after Kobe died.
There's 2. Dolph Shays. Didn't Nerlens wear
Nerlens
it for?
wore it, and then they retired it.
Yeah.
They made sure it was
Joel
retired
wore
after that.
24 one night only to pay tribute to
Yeah.
Kobe and had to talk to Bobby Jones personally.
Yeah. All right. Good call by you on the jersey numbers. Thank you.
I knew it was coming. You had to know. Devon's been in here like in Bree's ear after shows. This is what it was all about to make sure.
This is what we get for playing
no
Papa
This is when
Shot.
Derek and I are
This
playing
is all
Papa Shot.
fair.
Devon is in here influencing the results of Family Feud.
Yeah.
We have more questions. All right, I'm in the lead now, folks.
Got one question.
Got
right.
one question right.
This is actually the last question, and hopefully it's not as easy as some of the other ones. Here we go. Top 5 colleges that produce the most NBA
Ding.
players. Derek.
Duke.
Duke is number 3
Ding.
There's an obvious
Ooh.
one.
with
that I
94.
fucked up
Kyle?
on.
North Carolina.
That is number 4. All right,
Ooh.
Derek, do you want to pass or play?
Wow.
Well, wait, doesn't the...
Do I get
It's
a
a
run?
weird situation.
Yeah,
Because
'cause
normally
it's
you don't
only
have 3
designed for 2
people.
people.
It's designed for
Sure,
2
yeah,
people.
go
Does
ahead,
Devon.
Devon
Yeah,
get
if
the
you can get
ding?
the
I'll
number one
go
answer,
with
go ahead.
Kentucky.
That is number 1.
To be fair, though, we didn't get that opportunity for third person to chime in
That's
until
correct.
this point.
Devon is basically... The game's rigged for Devon.
It
That's
is.
what we're...
All right. All right. Kentucky.
Also, for clarity's sake, is there like a time limit on... Is this like back to the beginning of the NBA, or is this within the last however many years?
That's a very good question.
No
I would
other
assume
question
it would
has
just
had a
be
time
like
limit.
overall, like how many people.
Yeah, just like
signed.
total
Yeah.
number of players who
Let me
have...
check my source real quick. No, yeah, I would go overall.
All right, let's see if Devon can answer within 90 seconds
90
per
seconds?
answer this
All
time.
right. Do I
I'm gonna
do I
start a
lose my
timer.
points if I get this wrong?
Yeah, let me hide chat. Hide chat.
All right. I'll even switch my screen.
It's all good.
UCLA.
Is number 2 with 99.
Damn. Well, they've been around for a long time. Kansas.
Number 5.
That was going to be my guess for number 1. So
UCLA was my guess.
I was thinking UCLA number 1, but I was like, let me get Kentucky out of the way.
Well, all that mocking of Devon.
Damn.
There's Derek, who's the biggest loser of the day.
Because those jersey numbers. To be
Thank-
fair, though, I should have specified about the ascending order because I'm sure, Kyle, you
For
probably
the
would have.
jersey.
Well, we all
jerseys.
should have stuck with the
I could have
same
named
rules the
like
entire
800
way.
jersey numbers. It was just the fact that
In the order.
the order
Yeah.
was... so it's fine.
All
It
right,
was
ding,
rigged
ding,
for
ding.
Devon, and we'll be going to the electors in each state and making sure they certify this result or not. Just good job. That's listen, jersey numbers is the number
That's
one Devon
Devon's,
category that I have no chance and Derek has no
I have
chance.
no chance.
We've talked about doing like Friday trivia things at the end
Yeah.
of shows, and you guys have seen, the silhouettes where we argue about left foot versus right foot and things
That
like
was a
that.
great
But
classic.
one of the ones that Devon floated was like the best guy who wore this number. And I'm like, Devon, I might know like 3 numbers
yeah.
in the NBA total.
The funny thing is, every time you like say it, I'm like, oh yeah, obviously he wore
Right.
that number, but like it just doesn't come.
It does not
numbers
come
guy, believe it or
naturally to
not.
me where Devon's like
Yeah.
the best 17 ever. And it's like JJ Redick, maybe.
JJ Redick. Who else says 17?
Well, congratulations to Devon.
Andrew Bynum, 17 with the Lakers.
Was he?
Did you win Jeopardy? What happened there?
I came back.
Who was in the negative going into Final Jeopardy? All right, that was Derek.
Yeah. I was up by I doubled Devon's points like 2/3 of the way through and then completely choked. I just started guessing stuff in like the 500-point bracket.
Thankfully, Bree gave answers or put together categories that were actually answerable, unlike mine that were like, hey, I just want to beat you over the head with how difficult this question is.
But Jeopardy should be tougher.
Yeah. So thank you to Bree for putting that together for us, getting us through.
17,
gotcha,
PJ Tucker 17.
Buddy, we're not having a conversation about 17s end of show.
Andrew
It's just not going to happen. I get it. You're real good with jersey numbers, but we got to move on.
17 for the Lakers. He was at 17 for the Lakers. Yeah.
We're going to start calling you Calc.
For jersey numbers. Yeah. All right.
Well, I got us all in trouble. I've finally broke our non-cursing streak of like 3 weeks.
Pretty freaking good.
You put us in a competitive environment. This is what happens.
It's only one.
Hashtag stop the steal.
Great job, producer,
Kyle's
game show
alternative
host.
slate of electors.
Listen. I'm just messing around. We're just having fun. We're just having fun.
A couple of notes. Number one, starting with the before we got when we got here.
I have so many jokes, but I'm really trying to get politics off the show, and
I'm really what I'm doing is just egging you on the other side of the stage.
Turn his mic off.
Cut the mics.
He's gonna pull this away and start going. All right. Couple of things for the NBA. Mitchell Robinson, we all know he was banged up and hurt during the playoffs. He missed the remainder of the playoffs after the Sixers' first round. Derek, it did come out that he was going to be out. He will not begin with the Knicks in training camp because of the injury, still rehabbing. And they're estimating right now December, January for his return. So that's 2 in the Atlantic Division and the Eastern Conference that the Sixers are battling right in front of them with the Boston Celtics and Kristaps Porzingis, and now the New York Knicks with Mitchell Robinson already losing Isaiah Hartenstein. Yeah. This is a big deal.
No, it's a big deal, and that could, they could struggle a little bit coming out of the gate, and because of that, like when you look at the Sixers, health is going to play such a huge role in the Eastern Conference, certainly with the Sixers, but when you start looking at seeding-wise, obviously, the Sixers had a chance to contend for a top 2 seed anyway. They have that good of a team. But it would be great if you could get a little bit of cushion between you and the rest of the pack so that you can be cautious and smart with Joel down a stretch. This could certainly help with that. Like they're going to struggle for size.
Yeah, I mean, when your 2 starting centers or your 2 now bigs for the Knicks are Jericho Sims and Precious Achiuwa, they're still going to be very good, right?
Yes.
Like they have the wing defense and the overall, that unquantifiable toughness stuff between Josh Hart and Dante and Deuce McBride, all these guys. They'll cobble it together and they'll still be a very good team. Certain matchups they're going to struggle though. And so the Sixers will get them in mid-November that's an important game now. I think there will be a little bit of a side benefit. And Devon, you brought this up before the show. I think they were going to play some small ball with Julius Randle at the 5 anyway, because I think they need to find ways to use him and fit him into this ecosystem after he was out for the critical stretch of their season last year. This gives them an even longer runway where you can do it, and it's even if it's not good right away, I think the fans will be as understanding as East Coast fans like New York and Philly and Boston can be. They'll understand this is by necessity, and it's also something that might help the team out in the long term. And so there will be some side benefits, but on the Sixers end, they got to try to take advantage. And I mean, at minimum, they got to crush New York in that mid-November game, get that 1 win to start the season series.
And it's the in-season tournament opponent in their pool.
So, yeah, I mean, look, with Porzingis out for indeterminable amount of time, based roughly on the same schedule, and Robinson out for the Knicks now, I agree that there is a little bit of increased urgency for the Sixers to come out right away, win a bunch of games, try to push yourself as high up the standings as you can, and then as you naturally deal with adversity over the course of the season, hopefully you have some padding built in.
One thing I wonder if Thibodeau will decide to simply go with Randle right from the start.
Yeah.
Keep Josh Hart in the starting lineup to help out with the rebounding, and therefore bringing DiVincenzo, Precious off the bench, along with McBride to give them that kind of wiggle room. So you start with those wings with Jalen and Hart and Randall, have him at the 5, and then just try to take advantage of the speed and his ability to score on the perimeter, pulling that player away from the basket to start the game off to allow the wings and Jalen Brunson to operate and try to get to the basket, pulling that defender away. So going to be very interesting to see. Sixers basically stay healthy. And if you stay healthy, you should win those games. Now, they are going to have that little part there in the beginning where are they still trying to figure each other out? And will they drop a few games?
And we're
here
hoping
or there?
that it's kind of natural, right? Because of how their skill sets dovetail with one another. But again, it's still a lot of new faces.
Yes.
New season. Other teams have changed personnel. So that factors into like, oh, you're not just playing the same old this team, the same old that team. So we'll see. But cautiously optimistic for sure.
Should be an interesting development there with the New York Knicks. Good team overall, though. The roster is good. Good coach. We'll see how this affects them or not. And if they even try to make a trade early as well. Also, news with the 76ers. They officially complete their preseason schedule. They had already released it before a few weeks ago. And the only one that was left on their schedule that was TBA was the first game of the preseason, which is going to be here in Philadelphia at the Center. And Kyle, they're going to be hosting the New Zealand Breakers on October 7th,
Hashtag
on Monday.
The return for Jonah Bolden.
Jonah Bolden.
The king of NFTs himself.
Bring him home.
Is coming home. Yeah, I mean, their preseason schedule. Who decided to have a back-to-back and 3 games and 4 nights in the preseason? Jail. You know what? I'm just blaming Comcast. It's got to be Comcast's fault. We're going to blame them for everything else. They're saying, hey, you're going to move that arena to downtown Center City. 3 games and 4 nights for the preseason. That's just how it goes. No, I don't know. It's goofy. It's always fun to have an international team of some type in, because a lot of those guys are like, wow, this is just a great opportunity.
Well, and it also gives some of your star max contract point guards enough confidence to shoot a 3.
Well, that's only against teams from China, not against teams from Australia.
Okay.
I don't know if
Long Lions.
I don't know if the same logic applies
to the Breakers with Jonah Bolden coming back home. Haven't seen him in a long time. Well, we'll get a chance to see him then.
He pops up on Sixers Twitter every now and then. He's a pretty big name searcher, so don't say too many negative things about Jonah. He'll find it.
It sounds like you might know from experience.
Not from me, but from somebody that we both know.
He was a good conversationalist. He would talk. You got a chance to talk to him. He would talk. Maybe because, never mind. All right, but he would talk. He would talk. Brett Brown would call his number.
I already got in trouble today
dropping
a BS. So
Brett Brown did call his number a lot. He did call his number a lot for that stretch 4 position.
Yeah, he also called him to get back on the bench pretty quickly sometimes.
Didn't take very long. Now see, he's going to come looking for you on that.
That's the definition of stretch 4 and name only, by the way.
All right, that'll do it for us here on this Monday. Fun one to start off. 4 more shows before Media Day gets underway.
Sir.
And it's time for our world-famous roll call.
Well, first of all, thank you to our wonderful super producer, Bree, for putting that together, getting us through another day of the off-season with all of you, even though she rigged it for Devon. It's fine.
Game show week.
So thank you to Bree, first and foremost. Thank you to Eugene Ross. Thank you to Igavini.
Right.
All right, whatever. Thank you to Valhos, my girl Winona, Scott G.
What up, Scott?
What up to Money Mar? What up to Ego Emi Apologetics? That's another. You can't keep changing your name. You're screwing me up over here.
Was he Ego also?
Lego, my Lego, Emi. Yeah. Mr. Sandman is in the building. Thank you to Mr. Sandman. Thank you to Flyers and 7 who requested none of that Eagles coach's name in the chat, and you guys disrespected his wishes.
Up, Flyers and 7?
Thank you to SB Cole. Thank you to Dave Dewar. Thank you to Bootzilla.
Boots.
Thank you to everyone for coming through today.
We won, Boots.
If you have not, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you get notifications each and every time we go live. Hey, shout out to BC. I see BC checking in at the end. Hit the thumbs up button, and Devon will stop cheating at the game. Thank you. Goodbye.
See ya.
We all silly like the mayor.